They picked up a win. You saw it. I mean, they're 1-18. That one did happen. It was just a very long time ago. Let's see whether they can string themselves together a 2-0 here up against the Bros. As first pick does go over to Bro this time around. And we'll see whether they can make use of that one here. And they're going to ban, you know, Poppy, Orianna, Vi, Lock.
You know what I've been thinking about?
Jace, Nocturne, yep.
You can put a ton of effort in all season long.
I think there's only one effort.
You can you can be top of the standings.
Yeah.
And then go into playoffs, win playoffs, go on to Worlds. But maybe DN Soopers are like, you know that kid at school who just doesn't really do anything, doesn't pay attention, final test, bam!
That's when the study comes in.
Exactly.
So basically what you're saying is the DN Soopers are the most incredible procrastinators in the history of the LCK.
And if they're locking in now, they can still go to play-ins. Play-ins leads to playoffs. Playoffs leads to Worlds. Worlds, you could be the world champions. That is still on the cards right now.
It absolutely is. And honestly, I cannot fault your logic.
Just starting late.
They could also win Casper Cup on the way. They're still in that tournament as well.
There you go.
Kept themselves alive in this very matchup by taking the victory there. And last time these two teams faced, the Bros actually won game one. And then the DN Soopers fought their way back after that. This time around, that fighting back doesn't even need to happen. If this was a best of 5, they would have already won. If we're putting all of the things together. It's very impressive stuff. Okay, Orianna going to be taken away. The Vayne going to be banned instead of anything else. It means one of the Nocturne or the Jace will slip through this draft, and it won't be the Jace.
Yeah, Jace gone, Nocturne available. It's been banned pretty frequently so far. Overall, I think 4th highest banned in the LCK right now since we came back for round 3.
Yep.
We'll see if they look to pick it up here or go in a different direction.
It's kind of interesting to see the Vayne ban. I'm expecting casting to lock something in relatively early on in this draft, but hopefully not first pick as, okay, there is the Annie. Keeping it simple here on Summoner's Rift. A bit of Kizurg to be thrown around here. Keep it simple. Rise Group is what that is supposed to stand for, but it's difficult to say for me, especially.
Rise has been pretty strong, especially when you get to those 3 items. If you
did just win for the first time this week in the hands of, I believe, Scout yesterday.
He popped off on it. And if you get to that point of the game, very reliable carry there. Jarvan going to come through for DN Soopers. So Nocturne not even really going to look in, even though it's left open and available.
All right, and so instead of the Rise, it will, in fact, be Jarvan and potentially an Akali. There it is.
Is very difficult to deal with. Big threat. And the question is, what are you going to play AD carry for Teddy that can stay safe against... I say AD carry, I mean bot lane.
Yeah.
Do AD carries really exist? I don't know. Sometimes they do.
Corki has been pretty strong. Have enjoyed watching some Corki.
Pretty safe as well into the Jarvan. Can struggle a bit into the Akali. Now, GIDEON going for the Naafiri. Good matchup into the Jarvan. Can avoid pretty much everything he does and fight back. And then with the Vayne ban, I think the Gnar a little bit telegraphed here. Could see DuDu go for an Ambessa in this situation. Seen that do pretty well. We've also seen the Olaf.
Oh, that's a big one. Olaf does have some anti-synergy with the Jarvan.
Yeah.
Just with the fact that he doesn't like stuff being placed on the ground.
Imagine if it was like Yorick's, where your teammates could just run through it.
Oh, it'd be so much cooler. Although that kind of that steals a little bit of the thunder of the Ghoulie Wall, which is, it's its own thing. The Ambessa is going to be the lock-in, though. So going for that handshake matchup, we've seen both sides win this one. I think it can be very difficult to navigate being mini-Gnar in that lane, especially once level 6 and Eclipse and things like that have been hit for the Ambessa. So the Lucian going to be taken away here. I imagine Teddy would have been very happy to get his hands onto something like that.
You know, we had that series yesterday where we saw the Aatrox bot lane came out, and it was specifically into a lot of dive. And I'm not saying Teddy should pick Aatrox specifically, but the concept of going away from a traditional AD carry because you're playing into heavy dive does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
In this situation, you are going to be target number 1 if you pick something, even like the Corki, which is safer. They can still jump onto you. Now, we have seen people go for things like the Jhin and just play at a distance. It can be pretty difficult. I think the main thing is, especially with Ezreal being gone, which is kind of the go-to for being able to position comfortably in a team fight.
One of Teddy's best champions, especially more recently, has been the Kai'Sa, which we have seen played. Diablo had sort of a terror situation on that pick more recently, but has certainly been picked up here and there. The Karma going to be taken away, though, so not going to have access to that one. Sivir Karma might have been what was on their mind there.
Honestly, I feel like playing Sivir into Jarvan's a bit rough. To me, what kind of screams has still been available? I was just going to say Bard, but I was thinking Bard into DNS's composition. We often see Bard and Jarvan to great success. So they ban it away here, denying it as a tool for themselves. And Peter's going to lock in Lulu. So I guess looking for some more consistent damage to follow up in the team fight, but keeping options open in terms of the AD carry. Now for HANJIN BRION, what are they going to opt for here? Knowing that you're going to get dove on by the enemy team, what do you think we can survive on this?
Wow, picking away the Yunara would be crazy because they don't have access to the Lulu, and it's deokdam. He wants to play Aphelios more than anything else, as we know. Kog'Maw is another great option if you don't want to play Yunara. I actually don't even think Yunara is the best option alongside Lulu personally. Yunara Melio going to be the choice here for the bros.
Just not convinced by this.
Neither am I. I don't think Yunara denial is all that important.
I think that's specifically why the DN Soopers went for Lulu, because they're keeping their options open. Nautilus, instead of Melio, I feel like the Melio value is very low. There's not that much to ult in this situation. Namgung has been known to play a lot of Elise, but they go for the Nautilus. Nautilus obviously has that point-and-click CC, but you are pretty squishy, and when they're diving in, you might just get turned to mincemeat alongside your AD carry. Also, I just really don't like Nautilus into Jarvan, because if he jumps on your AD carry, you can't really assist from the outside.
Yeah, what do? You don't need anchor the wall.
Yeah. Sivir comes through for the DN Soopers. More movement speed to dive in. The spell shield has a good amount of value. I think the DN Soopers feeling pretty comfortable in this draft.
I kind of feel like HANJIN BRION had things in a pretty good spot moving towards the second round of bans, and since that point, it all kind of fell apart. I don't think Yunara and Nautilus are going to have all that much fun into the Sivir Lulu in this lane, and the spell shield actually going to be pretty handy into both of these, just because you want to be hitting an anchor to start things off, so that spell shield value is going to be very, very high.
You also can't just ult the enemy AD carry. Sometimes you see Nautilus if there's people blocking.
Yeah.
You can't do that with the spell shields available. I do think the Naafiri Annie is going to be a little bit tough to deal with in the mid jungle, so if HANJIN BRION are going to win, it's going to come through from that strength in the mid jungle and looking to gain momentum there. But I think otherwise, I agree with you, it's going to be a bit of a tough time. Also, Yunara can get out the Cataclysm with the ult, but it means you're relying on your ult as a point of invasion. You're not something like a Cork you can just Valk out whenever he wants.
Yeah, it's not just a basic ability. You do have to invest your ultimate in order to get out of that unless you're flashing away. So HANJIN BRION, a little bit of a difficult start here towards the bottom side. Let's see how it goes. We get onto the rift. All right. Bro fans, exceptionally loud here today. But I don't know whether it's going to save them from a 0-2 against the DN Soopers. A completely unheard of outcome for this series. Is deokdam with a Sivir skin that isn't Pack Sivir. That's crazy.
Wow. Is this one of the new ones? Which one is this?
I think it is a new one.
It looks like she's holding...
It looks like Warden Sivir 2.0.
Looks like a Beyblade that she's holding. Like the top, the upper layer that you can like twist off.
Well, let's see whether deokdam is going to be good at Beyblades or whether they are all just going to fall out of the arena immediately.
I mean, these do kind of look... It's a pretty cool concept for a Sivir skin.
Yeah, I think it's a
Beyblade Sivir.
You know, I've been caught on that YouTube vortex before. The Beyblades vortex. I didn't realize that it was so competitive. Like, it's a real thing.
It's just so cool, though. I mean, of all the sort of interest as a kid, like you're in a Pokemon cards, you know, Top Trumps, all that jazz.
Yep.
To me, Beyblades was just like, oh, this is actually... It's not just I mean, Pokemon wasn't just a fad, I'm not saying that, but it's just like Beyblades are so cool, so visceral, and you just they mash into each other.
Yeah. It's we used to play it with Legos. We call it ram cars, where you just like build a car out of Lego and then just crash them into each other and see who's survived the best.
There's something so amazing about just hamming two solid objects into each other.
It's a natural child thing. I mean, my son does it already. Yes. You know, he's only 8 months old, and he's just already trying to destroy things.
A child thing that we definitely out of.
Well, let's just say it's a thing that starts very young. And sometimes you grow out of it, and most of the time you don't. And even if you do grow out of it, I imagine it's just on the surface.
Yeah.
You know, as deep down, you're like, I wish I could play ram cars again.
Also saw deokdam spell shielding the hook there from the Nautilus. I know Medic will be happy about that one.
Yep. Oh, well, there is another anchor going wide, which is an interesting thing. Don't see that all the time.
This is the thing as well. You don't have pressure in the bot lane. It's double ranged against ranged melee, and also it's hard to engage because the Sivir has the spell shield. You also have exhaust on deokdam to make the all-in even more difficult. So you don't have pressure down in the bot lane. Going to make it a bit of a tough time if you want to set up this Yunara for success.
Yeah, I kind of thought that they had the opportunity to go for a kill lane, right? Like, they saw the Lulu there already. I know Polymorph can make things a little bit more difficult, but like, have something that can actually all in. Like, that could have been an option, but not actually to be the case. I was thinking like about your awesome dude conversation from previously as Sharvel's moving in. Gideon is here. Clozer looking a little worse for wear as he does get himself into the Twilight Shroud, but looks here like Roamer is going to be just fine. Ward does go down. They spot out the ward here in this brush. Namgung does find an anchor onto Peter for the moment, as DuDu is taking a lot of damage here towards his top side. This is how this lane can go.
Namgung's nearly out of mana, which he's been trying to find angles, because Nautilus isn't the easiest champion to run out of mana on. Now they are looking for Clozer here, stunned in the Shroud.
Yeah. Gideon just going to jump onto where he kind of thought he was, but that is another... Oh, the flash forward, and Gideon misses it! Gets the flash out of Clozer, and at least is able to avoid turret aggro.
I mean, all things considered, that went pretty great for Clozer, considering how badly it started. Gideon going for the flash auto to finish, and it was just a good read from Clozer to get out of distance and time. The fact you're trading 1-for-1 in terms of summoners, I think you can be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, having a flash advantage as an Annie as well feels fantastic. You want to get towards that level 6, he's only half a level away. And then, you know, you can lock down the Akali. Possibly get something done, especially if that Shroud is on cooldown. So a little bit of a dangerous time for Clozer for the next few minutes. Let's see whether Roamer can capitalize on it. Does have a book and a ring that he just purchased on his way back to lane. As Gideon, not wanting to give away his Raptors to Sharvel. He's going to get dove on here. This little Darkened Daggers come on down. Needs the bleed there and will do a decent chunk of damage. You can see Roamer actually took a lot of damage as he made his way back to the lane though. Not what I was expecting his health bar to look like when we panned back towards mid. Oh,
it's a cannon.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah, level 6 now hit by DuDu, which will help him a lot in this 1v1.
Back to casting with Orcs. Have to talk about Ambessa hitting level 6. Rule number 1.
You know which other champion gets the free stats on the ultimate?
Which one is that?
One in this game.
Oh, which one in this game gets free stats from the ultimate? It's not jumping out at me. Which one is it?
Annie.
Does Annie get free stats from just getting Tibbers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Oh, yeah, they did too. I remember. I thought it was like on Tibbers, though. So it's not actually. It's just Annie gets cool new stuff.
Yeah. You just, you skilled up your ultimate. You gain percentage magic pen, 10, 15, 20.
Damn!
On the level. It's quite a lot.
That's pretty good to be Annie.
Yeah. And you also get Tibbers, which is a pretty good ultimate.
It's not bad. And then Tibbers gets to benefit from all of that magic pen. Feeling brilliant. As Gideon going to be looking for some more of these daggers. Clozer's moving in, and this doggo's looking a little worse for wear. Trying to get out of the way of Clozer, who just gets the ulti down. That is a very dead Naafiri, and a great start here for the DN Soopers once again.
And there you go, punished for that flash that was been earlier. Sharvel's going in with confidence, and the Naafiri matchup, you can so often just avoid, circumvent anything that Jarvan does, but I don't think Gideon expected him to just jump on top of him immediately. And the end result is a kill that will be translated into Dragon. Now, top lane, DuDu in a bit of trouble, but should be able to make his way out of this one.
Yeah, going hyper against DuDu here momentarily, but DuDu will be able to just go back, grab that health bar back up again, and you can see actually doing very well in this lane so far as farm is concerned.
DuDu was a bit uncomfortable, but then he remembered he has 3 dashes on his basic ability.
And he also picked up a whole bunch of free stats by skilling his ultimate, so he felt good about that too, I imagine. It
does help. So Gideon dashes away there, trying to dodge away from Sharvel, but just isn't able to in time.
Yep, it's okay. Just slow it down, and we'll be able to win. I mean, this is Clozer, right? Like, he is the king of snowballing from mid lane. He is so good at it, especially on champions like this Akali. Really does suit his playstyle. Haven't seen a lot of, you know, the positive aspects of Clozer more recently here in the LCK, but we do know what he's capable of.
Akali obviously does a good job of surviving tough lanes early and be able to weather the storm, getting to the point where she is strong later. But Annie can harass you a lot. So if you're getting to this point where you're level 7, you have your Merc treads, you're actually slightly up in farm. I mean, it's 1 CS, but even so, you're not down in CS. It's a great spot to be in.
Yeah, and especially with that extra little assist there on the side, meaning that your jungler is very strong at this stage. The state of the game, just kind of fantastic here for the DN Soopers, as Gideon will get his grubs. Okay.
Go, but will he get all of them?
Well, he at least gets one. Sharvel just going to move in, so that is going to be the second one smited, or smote, but it is smited technically. And Gideon will get out of there, knowing that the smite advantage is there for Sharvel. So 2-1, the Bros getting the majority, but not with a monopoly on these grubs this game. Roamer does have flash, so this gank is difficult here for Sharvel, and he is just not going to go for it.
I think maybe he was just waiting to see if he'd been the stun and stepped up, as he did once he saw Sharvel appear, but didn't go for it beforehand. Overall, I mean, DNS, they managed to get one of the grubs, denied all 3 going over. They got that first dragon, which was a Chemtech, so having a goal lead as well in a pretty good spot in this game too.
Okay, possible angle here towards DuDu as casting. We'll have Gnar very soon.
This is so hard to live. I think he might just be a little bit cooked here.
Yep, ulti is going to get Gideon in. DuDu just trying to ult his way out, won't be able to do so. There's the flash Gnar, and just walloped to death. Casting able to lock that one down. Wave is right there, so they don't need to worry about the turret aggro. Really nice kill back for the Bros.
There's just such limited counterplay into a Naafiri tower diving you on your low HP because the ult is targeted. You can't dodge away. Oh, Clozer going in.
Speaking of ults, yeah, Roamer is going to be able to get that stun down. Nice shuriken backflip here as Peter makes his way forward. If he had got into polymorph range, it could have been dangerous. It isn't going to be able to do so.
So in this situation, you're already low enough HP. The ult comes down, it's targeted, bit of damage follow-up, and Gideon can just dodge away from your ult and drop the tower aggro so easily. Casting going with that flash and still catching him after he flashes.
Yep, just making sure that they're going to lock down that kill. Probably would have liked to have done that without the flash, but I think better to be safe than sorry when that is concerned. Teddy is going to be smacking through this wave. And having a look at the CS, he is well and truly fine here in this lane right now as the Yunara. The problem is, I think giving Sivir a free way to the later game, right? Like a few items just feels a little dangerous.
Not just Sivir, but Sivir Lulu specifically feels pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, will the Bros be able to get themselves to a mid-game that they're happy with, though? That is my big question here. All of these Annie compositions, especially Annie Naafiri, I feel like it is from this 10 to 20 minute mark that you're really looking to do some damage. It is a bit weird when there's a Yunara there as well. Obviously, you're angling towards later game with that style of choice, but wanting to utilize the Annie Naafiri and the Gnar to a certain extent in order to bridge that gap, get them towards a Fountain Laser Teddy scenario.
It is running up right now. Will he get there in time to save his top laner? That's the question.
I've seen this before. Gideon does have the ultimate. There is no flash for casting, and they decide instead that they will just back away. Plate goes over to casting, gets the crash, and does actually cancel that back. It looks like Peter is going to cancel his little journey to the top lane as well.
I think a key thing is you actually saw Clozer move from mid and was hovering where there wasn't actually any vision for HANJIN BRION. You can see where there's just a blue ward in the banana brush. So he was hanging around there, and they were like, Carly's missing, bot lane's missing, Lulu could be here soon, and they opt to call off the dive, which I think is the right choice, but a bit unfortunate. They tried to set that up, but it just wasn't able to get the payoff.
Well, now we've got the DN Soopers positioning themselves for this next dragon. Casting, hitting mini Gnar now, as DuDu might have an opportunity to fight back. Does have that Eclipse, so it's pretty scary. And they are just going to give up this second dragon and look to try and kill DuDu again, and they should be successful here. He does get underneath his turret, though, and this time there is no wave, as it is now finally conga lining over. And now, I mean, there is no ultimate, I guess, but there's no ultimate from DuDu either. That's going to miss. Dark and Daggers land, and Gideon able to lock down that kill in trade for this dragon.
And DuDu really suffering right now. HANJIN BRION consistently putting the attention towards his top lane.
Oh, another ulti forward from Clozer, finds the electrocution, and down goes the Annie solo kill for Clozer in the mid lane.
He just hits everything onto him. He didn't even need the second use of his ultimate. That's how
perfect the execution was.
The execution was. That all-in was just crazy clean from Clozer. And Roma gets shut down, flashes as well. And that's pretty good. He just picked up the Gunblade.
Oh, God. Okay, so you're saying it gets worse. He is now 830 gold in the lead as well. Here at 13 minutes into the game, that is no small sum. As we'll have a look at this one more time. I mean, DuDu is kind of in purgatory right now.
Yeah, it was a rough spot to be in because they managed to hit him.
Wait, no, in Poltergeist. That's what I learned yesterday.
Yes,
in Poltergeist, right? Yes, my bad.
And Gideon just able to walk this one out. Pretty easy going. Let's watch this replay from his point of view. So in the crowd, gets the ult, gets a shuriken, gets the passive auto.
Yeah, I would react the same way.
Yeah.
Like, wow, he just hit me with absolutely everything. And even after my flash, the extended range on that auto attack was enough to follow him. And I don't even know whether he needs the extended range because I think he just clicked the auto attack. So flashing an auto is just not a thing.
Yeah, needed a flash of shuriken if we're nitpicking, but obviously Clozer just absolutely nailed that all in, and Roma caught off guard there. Good play around the shroud as well. Second dragon was picked up by DNS, and it is a Cloud Soul, which I'm sure you're happy about, but adding extra speed to this DNS composition is not going to help HANJIN BRION.
No, not at all. If HANJIN BRION are able to get 4, then, like, think about it. It's way better, you know? Like, Clozer's dashing around, and then bro just right-click, and they're doing the same thing. Especially if they've just pressed ultimate buttons. That's something. Teddy would be extraordinarily mobile if that was the case. I also like it on Nautilus quite a lot, being able to press depth charge and then just boosting around the rift. But that is in 4 dragons' time if the bros are ever going to get towards a Cloud Soul. And so this is looking like the DN Soopers should be able to get this one done as deokdam. Okay, does manage to flash over towards the Raptor Pit, but Teddy is going to follow him with the flash himself. Wild Growth keeps deokdam alive, and the bros don't get it.
Oh, the fact he managed to live that.
That's revolting.
Everyone
That's
watching
so unfair.
and HANJIN BRION thought he was just dead there, but Peter saves him. DuDu in trouble once again, though.
All right, well, this is to try and get some of that dopamine back that they missed out on by deokdam living. They're just going to kill DuDu for a 3rd time. Okay, Clozer just going to kill Roma for the 2nd time here on the top side. He doesn't need any friends to get that one done as DuDu's flashing away. He's even going to survive.
DuDu is fighting some tough battles here to survive these attempts from HANJIN BRION, but Clozer is just styling.
How did this team lose 18 matches in a row?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, that's kind of ridiculous. This is kind of looking like the DN Soopers are running away with it.
And I think this was kind of the mindset we had in the LCK Cup where, yes, this team had struggled last year, but they added Clozer to the roster. They added the World Finals bot lane, and they added Clozer. And it just seemed like, especially with the early momentum in the LCK Cup, well, of course, this team's going to look way better. And then we have this 18-loss streak. And I feel like now looking at them play, I'm like, how did that ever happen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we were saying, they were just procrastinating. And now they realize that they have to get, like, the deadline's tomorrow, and they really have to get the homework done.
The teacher hit them up and said, I will fail you if you miss the next assignment. This is the all-or-nothing assignment. If you want to get your grade, this needs to be done.
Yep. And it's going to have to be good as well. And Clozer said bet. And he is looking absolutely fantastic. Both of the kills that he picked up, solo kills. And so that's why no one else on the team has an assist. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, DuDu taking some damage here from Casting, who is still in a very good spot. Like 2.2k the lead here for the Gnar, who has been just destroying plates all over the place.
Yeah.
Has a huge lead with this Trinity Force now in hand and the Cull cashed in.
The thing is, he has a huge lead, but so does Clozer. And when it comes to the team fights, I think Clozer is going to be able to have more impact. Casting really needs to be not only effective, but responsible with this lead. HANJIN BRION have invested so many resources into him.
Yeah. It's sort of been, this is a manufactured lead on the Bros side for their top laner, whereas Clozer is just like, it's just his, you know?
Yeah, not one of those free-range leads like Clozer has.
Yeah, it's a free-range lead. Caged lead just doesn't really feel the same, you know? That's all right. Looks like the Bros might be able to get themselves their first dragon, but a Battle Herald is going to come down. The attempted steal comes in from Sharvel. Doesn't quite get there. Does use Shelly in order to escape, though. And the Bros, they have no interest in a fight. They're just going to take themselves the dragon and look to try and get out. But there is a knock-up onto Namgung. They take down the turret, and now Namgung's in a lot of trouble. It looks like Gideon is going to be the target here for Clozer. Going to have to settle for the Nautilus as the Naafiri was untargetable. All right, there's a flag and drag. Flash Cataclysm to come on through there for Sharvel. And down will go deokdam because he is a billion miles away from his teammates. Clozer going to be able to get a charge here as Roma is there to grab the kill onto Shelly. The DN Soopers just going 1-for-1, I believe. And the Bros actually getting the Drake, getting a bunch of plates onto this turret here in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, I think they can't be too disappointed with this, even though obviously DNS were able to pick up a good amount of gold on the back of that play. The fact that they're able to get the mid-tier 1 here balances out a good amount of that, and they got the dragon, keeping away their soul stacking. So yeah, this is I mean, I love Combat Herald. This is pretty funny. Slides it in, hits Namgung, and gets the tower.
That was
just
nice,
engages on him immediately.
And even with a decent buffer there from Namgung, wasn't going to work. Shuriken was aimed nicely, but Gideon just goes into the sky.
deokdam just ends up in no man's land, Casting hiding in this brush here to jump on him, and was just very disconnected from the team. So yeah, good trap by Casting there, but a little bit of an oopsie from deokdam.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly on the hunt. He was in fact hunted. Does have the Naafiri Quick Blades now completed, and so that will pair nicely with his Yuntal. He already has probably once Infinity Edge before he feels fantastic, but is looking pretty well set up for the minute. Hovering over Clozer right now because he is the team. 3-0-1 on this Akali, dash cannon in hand. A lot of agency here in this game. But Malignance is done here for Roma. And Casting is still very, very frightening. So I don't know. He's 280 carries. I mean, Teddy has about a 500 gold lead. I think largely to do with plates and things like that. As DuDu does get himself the shield to avoid any sort of boulder toss damage. And there's a nice knock-up here from Sharvel. Does get a nice stun into the wall there as he flashes out of the way of the public execution, but the rest of the DN Soopers are coming down. There is the knock-up onto Casting, and he is mincemeat. DuDu gets his revenge. Good
play there, good setup from Sharvel. And even able to save the Cataclysm, so still has that tool available if they see another target to look for. And considering they made that play work without the Akali there, able to pull it off and get some gold, some much-needed gold into DuDu's pockets.
And the gold isn't that different between these two teams, even though there's a 3,000 gold lead for Clozer. Oh god, Roma is just dead again, isn't he? There's the perfect execution. Tibbers goes down, but he's just dead. The third solo kill in a row here for Clozer.
And that's the thing, you misplay earlier on in the game, you get solo killed, and it's just making it easier and easier for Clozer to take you down. He still had gas in the tank there, still had Rocket Bell and Flash available, I believe.
That's ludicrous. Casting gets engaged on here. It's a cute little ultimate, but I think he wanted to move Sharvel a bit further away than just hitting him into that tiny bit of wall.
Flash is good, but the flag and drag comes back up again. And I think the crazy thing here was the fact that Clozer didn't get hit by the Tibbers, because Roma doesn't quite have his stun available. Gets stacked up, goes for the Tibbers as he uses the R2, so it doesn't connect. Hard matchup to play when the Akali's so fed, but Clozer is just absolutely manhandling Roma now. And so many actives at this point for Clozer, but with the Seek's Arm,
oh my goodness, yeah.
Rocket Bell, and the Gunblade, you have so many tools to help you out in these situations. He's also level 15.
Yeah, he's out-leveling the top laners in this game.
That's impressive.
Which is quite insane. Yeah, if we hadn't stated it enough already, Clozer is the main character for this team in general, but definitely here in this game, as DuDu has been soaking a lot of the attention rather than anything else. He's only 10 CS behind, which is pretty impressive, given the deficit.
In 35 seconds. And I think the really important thing is casting getting value here on the Gnar. Because he's on 2-item spike, he is a major threat, Gideon is as well. And dealing with the Akali. If Clozer gets free reign, he'll just see a target, kill a target. He is that strong right now.
Oh yeah. And he will not die. He's got his arm guard there. It's so hard. I feel like you have to get 2 perfect engages onto the Akali to make it work. As Namgung trying to put his anchor on cooldown by hitting a spell shield here. deokdam pretty close to just obliterating waves time and time again. Should be soul point going over to the DN Soopers. The Bros counting their lucky stars that they were able to lock away the second one. However,
they keep casting in. They want to contest this.
Yeah, Roma does have that stun prep. Let's see who he's actually going to be able to get on top of, though. As DuDu looking for a flank angle. Clozer doing exactly the same thing. A bit of a pincer move here for the DN Soopers. As Gideon not able to get the steal. And it looks like the Bros want none of this. Clozer is spotted on the side of the fight as Roma will find the bear onto him. There's the ulti from Gideon. They really want to take down Clozer, but there is no hope in the world to kill this guy. I mean, he's still got his dash cannon, his arm guard. He was always going to be fine.
Still had flash. Didn't even use the ult either. You can see he was kind of fishing maybe for the angle to ult through Gideon, but it's like, you know, I can just get out. I have the cooldown.
Yeah, and they secured the dragon. They didn't need to fight if they didn't want to.
I think the right call there from the DN Soopers, just disengage from that situation after you have the objective. Especially with Baron available. Like, their goal lead isn't that significant overall, even though this Akali is monstrously fed. If you throw a fight there, give HANJIN BRION the chance to get the Baron. That's what the old DNS would have done before they had this deadline.
Yeah.
With the end of the season that they have to get it together for.
Yeah, this is like 2 days ago DNS, you know, not the one that
they're not the same team they were 2 days ago.
Certainly not. In fact, I think their teacher gave them that call. They're like, you know, they saw the email, like, urgent. If you do not do this, you will be completely disqualified. Those were always very scary to get. And so they saw the email, and they've acted accordingly.
I love how we're talking about that, and me and you are both like, yeah, we've had those.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those. Yeah.
How do you think we ended up doing this?
Well, actually, I got the emails because I was doing this.
There you go.
You know, probably would do it again. I'm not going to lie, but I think a lot of our story is largely about luck.
That's not advice we're giving out. It's very stressful and not conducive to your schooling to do everything in the last minute.
Maybe just put in the effort. It's okay. Teddy is trying to fight against deokdam here. Does get knocked up. Good exhaust goes down. Teddy's still going to be able to win that trade. His casting charges up the Naba, will transform. Not able to get any kills. Do get double summoners out of deokdam, and Teddy holding on to Flash is so important for this Yunara.
deokdam just overplaying his hand there. I mean, you also have the fact that with Mortal Reminder on Teddy, I mean, there's not that much healing on the Sivir, if we're being honest, but definitely doesn't help in that situation. If Peter came in with a heal, which he did, and he had the Mikhail's, not going to do a ton. But like 3 completed items versus 2.5. Also, the Yunara's damage available to the ult. Oh, they're looking though now.
Yeah, Sharvel trying to find an angle here as Teddy does flash to get out of the way, but he is still going to die. Gideon having to go up into the sky here as Roma trying to offer some damage back, but the wild growth onto Sharvel will keep him very, very healthy. And the Bros just lose their AD carry, and DuDu just having a field day here in this bottom lane. Casting coming on over to try and save his inner turret. He might be able to do so, but the teleport out from DuDu will get him all the way over towards this Baron that has already been started by the DN Soopers. They are keeping the pace up here in this game beautifully, and Clozer should be able to zone them all away. He's so scary. Shroud is going to dissipate at least for the moment as they're looking for the turn. deokdam at full health as Teddy is still dead for another 10 seconds time. This turn does come through. Sharvel holds onto the turret aggro though. As Clozer's looking it back, the ulti comes in from GIDEON, and Clozer does have to break his arm guard. The Baron is going to get turned off, but there's a shutdown going over to GIDEON. And now Sharvel trying to get on top of Roma, but the blast cone gets him out. Namgung into the backline. I'm not entirely sure about this, but Roma will be able to shut down the Jarvan. There goes deokdam, and it ain't over for the Bros until it's over, ladies and gentlemen.
They find the angle back in. They close down the gold lead. They're going to get Baron as well. HANJIN BRION keeping their hope alive.
No, Teddy!
They go down. Oh, man. You know what it was? DNS just got a message from a friend. Come on. Let's hang out. You can
No. They got a message saying you got an extension.
Oh,
you did enough work just before you got an extension.
Well,
we won't eliminate you.
They won that first game, which gave them an
Exactly! They literally did just get an extension. They thought that they needed to win 2-0 until this moment.
They needed the deadline. They needed
to turn their notifications off on their phone. That's what they needed to do, so they stayed locked in.
Phone off, maybe in a different room as well, just lock in. This was initially really good. But Teddy not having the ultimate, we talked a bit earlier how you just don't have the tools to get out of the Cataclysm if you don't have that available. But here, they stick on the Baron, I feel like, for quite a while. Sharvel is getting shredded. Guys, this is a hunting Baron.
Oh, no!
Get over this!
Not the hunting Baron again!
And then Clozer on the vision gets spotted out, and his ult is actually back up and available, but he doesn't get a chance to use it. Sharvel goes in to save it. We're fighting again.
We are fighting again. DuDu is in so much trouble. Just going to get ulted on here by GIDEON. He will find the Dark and Daggers, as now Casting is looking for Clozer in the backline, but the resets come through. GIDEON is gigantic. He dives on top. He goes down to the GA, and he kills the Akali again. Oh my god, this game, like, Clozer was the main character and now he's died twice! What is this, Dragon Ball Z?
I have to say it. This is the same team they were 2 days ago.
Oh no!
DNS, everything was going in favor of them in this game and it's all just fallen apart. Bro have locked in.
They have. Bro realize that they're professionals. They don't care about the homework. This is their job. And they are generous in game 1. But you will not get their generosity twice in a row. There goes the Drake over to the Bros as well. Still utilizing that Baron.
We'll see the replay of this fight. DuDu just get jumped on. Considering how bad this game has been for Roma, this was great setup from him. GIDEON goes in to do everything to save DuDu, but then the reset happens for GIDEON. And this passage of play is crazy because he follows him all the way here. And then look, this last dagger as he goes in the GA takes out the Akali.
And then Roma flashes on top of the Naafiri to say, that's my boy right there.
Yeah!
And then walks away. I really liked the addition of that in the replay.
I'm helping, I'm here.
Exactly. And he also doesn't have a, like, 4,000 gold deficit anymore. That is
insane?
Less than half.
There's 3 items for both mid laners.
Oh, that is so unfair.
That's crazy.
Comeback mechanics, ladies and gentlemen.
He really has just come back into... I feel like HANJIN BRION, they got that situation when you have a nightmare when you're in school again, and then you wake up and, you know, you're like 30, and you're like, I'm not in school anymore.
It's like I'm naked in the hallway, and then you wake... Yeah. I had one of those recurring dreams. One of my teeth, like, I broke off rollerblading when I was, like, in year 7.
Yes, I've seen the videos of you rollerblading.
Yeah. So one of my teeth is, like, not quite real, and I have dreams about it all the time where it just, like, cracks off in the middle of the day.
Oh.
And I just have to walk around with, like, one of my front teeth missing.
That's horrifying.
It is absolutely horrifying. I had one last night.
I do want to add that there is a video of you rollerblading on YouTube. I'm not going to tell people where to find it, but I just want to, like, throw that out there.
It does exist.
It does exist. You can find it if you're willing to look for it.
It is relatively well hidden, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm the only one that have put views into that one for quite some time. Yeah. Yeah, there's also a video of Mao in Rock Band as well.
That one I will reveal to everyone. I'll go find out.
Yes. Stay tuned to Aux's Twitter. Trolling Chronicler is something that he will continue to do.
Never stop.
All the time. And make sure that he sends it to his classroom over in the Netherlands so that he just gets unrelenting abuse from even his students.
Oh, man.
We love you, Mao. We miss you.
Who's this cool new tall teacher? Wait, what's this rock band?
Yeah. All right, Roman's going to get cataclysmed here as the public execution does come down. The Tibbers trying to get some work done, but it's a successful pickoff. Meanwhile, Inner Turret does fall down on the bottom side of the map, but the DN Soopers able to get one back here at least.
Yeah, getting some golden pocket, getting a kill onto Roma. Still 4,600 gold down, which is sizable.
Yep.
Also an IE on Teddy, which is very threatening, but at least they are making some plays, good plays happen again. They were making plays before, but not the positive ones. And that stands for DuDu is a nice pickup.
By the way, you can speak in real time to Chronicler. He is in the chat right now. So if you have anything to say.
So he has time to be in the chat, but not to show up at LOL Park?
I know.
Interesting.
I know. I mean, he's just been a series of disappointments, really. Let's be honest. But at least we had you.
At least DN Soopers show up every week, right? And they lose. They kept turning up.
And they did enough homework, okay, in order to avoid elimination. And they may not necessarily lose this game, but things have taken a turn for the worse. Let's just say that. There is a shutdown on Roma that was just claimed by DuDu. That is insane.
Yeah, that is crazy.
All right, Clozer just teleported out, was getting closed in on here by a lot of members of the Bros. And so now we're having a look at what's going to happen next. There is still Soul Point, so Cloud Soul available for the DN Soopers in a minute's time, but 30 seconds on the Baron, and there is so much vision here for the Bros around that area. GA just about to come off cooldown here for Gideon as well, who has really taken matters into his own hands. If Clozer's the carry on the DN Soopers side, I mean, it is Gideon 100%. On the Bro side of things, with casting there as well, having a gigantic lead. I just knew it was going to be a good game for Gideon when he got those two grubs. Secured those, and he's just feeling happy about life. I do think one thing that's really concerning for DNS, Clozer nearly has Void Staff. deokdam has some components of IE. Not having those item completions, though, feels really bad. Especially, you look at Gideon, 4 full items completed with that GA backup cooldown. Teddy has the IE in pocket. Yeah, and a BF sword as well. That is a very big Yunara. Probably building towards GA for item number 5. Oh no, Peter's going to get interrupted. And Gideon was looking for him. It is going to be Lulu surviving, though. Does have flash, heal, and wild growth, so it would have been difficult to get through him. Doesn't commit the ult, doesn't want to get locked in if Peter flashed, pulled him in. You can also interrupt the ult with the wild growth, so if you got baited in there and just died, it probably would be a bad spot for HANJIN BRION, so... Oh, this is also awkward now, because... Okay, IE picked up. Yep. There is a big spike for deokdam. In time to see the dragon go down. 7 elemental drakes, though. And it's Cloud Soul, your favorite. It's so beautiful, isn't it? What a time to be alive. And normally, Chronicler wouldn't be watching this series, because it's the Bros, and he is like a known Bro anti. Yeah. But he is still here. Because he could sense that there was homework not being done. This was a new teacherly senses kicking in. I mean, Mao always had those teacher vibes. Oh, he always did. With how seriously he took predictions. Yeah, one of those teachers that, you know, felt like he was the cool teacher. You know? We always had one of those. Like, oh, you're trying a bit hard, though. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be a cool teacher. We just like There's some dangerous recalls coming in from DNS. We just saw another one there that nearly saw DuDu getting caught out, but he does get it down in time. I think what's beautiful is this game really easily could have just been ended by an Elder Flip. But because we've had the 7 Elemental Drakes, it's just stalling it out. And I hope we get to that point. I think this game deserves an Elder Flip finish. I think so too. I think we deserve it. And do you know what the best part about that is? That means this game is going to go for much longer. Oh, never mind! Casting finding a gorgeous angle here. We'll be able to gnar a couple of them back. One of them's DuDu, though. Clozer gets into the back line. Teddy flashes out of the way. Cataclysm's there, but he dashes out of it. And Sharvel taken down to the GA. Teddy ticking down, but will be able to survive for the moment. And these health bars are disintegrating. Man, Tibbers, a pretty extraordinary 6th man here in this game. But DNS do claim control of mid, and no one's dead. How is no one dead? That was crazy. And we see it's such a good start angle. Casting, stacking up the Mega on the Scuttle Crab, but deokdam able to get away from the situation. The Wild Growth comes in, he kites down. Gideon never gets in range to ult. And then we see Clozer going in, putting so much damage on the Teddy before the peel comes through. And then the ricochets to start shredding everyone here. deokdam now with his IE is such a major threat. Oh, you saw Teddy, as soon as those ricochets started to come through, he's like, nah, I'm out. There is no way. The Bros will be able to find a Baron and also chain CC Clozer here. And so he is very dead. Casting locks down the kill. And maybe the game's just over because Sharvel doesn't have a GA. deokdam gets into the Cataclysm to self-counter himself as the Sivir. But now it's DuDu. He's trying to have a go of it as the polymorph comes through. Teddy is taken out, but there are more carries than just this Yunara on the Bros, and Peter is not going to be able to stop this game from going to game 3.
It's just Peter left. He cannot do enough. HANJIN BRION find the final team fight to end the game with a bit of madness, a bit of chaos, but DNS did not get their homework in on time.
And do you know what? I feel like we haven't been treated to the true Fries Group experience until right now.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we wanted. No one picking up a soul and making it to a game number 3. HANJIN BRION battle back with what was also a really weird composition as well. Everything piling in to make this the most entertaining day that we have had.